Yo, MC Chris, I'm gonna rap it to you, man. Listen up. I seen your video, you's lame ass. You done copying this and that. I'm gonna screw you. I'm gonna take you to town. Who do you think you are, Eric Cartman? Screw you guys. I'm going home. You had it all with a sweet little girl, and yet you think you promised. You done turned your back on her and turned to the trolls. You just a dang dummy. If you're so chicken, you's a dang coward. If you wanna come find me, come find me in person. Come out from behind the camera, you fool. I'll fight you anything. Pow! And I'm gonna just plain kick your ass. But looking at your body, say, you're a total whip and shorter than me. I'm a good 5'10". What are you, like a 4'8"? I'll tell you something right now. That ain't gonna let you laid. Yet you had it once with her and you laid it down. You's a big old dang stupid lame ass clown.
Hello everybody. We are going to be doing yet again another Christian video. Today we are going to be looking at one of the most popular sweethearts that had like an 8-hour call. It's Kacey. This article does have some stuff missing because apparently the internet lumberjack has cut them down. So some
due
of
to
the
stress,
won't
so
work. Yeah, it just won't work. But I'll read this first part and then we'll switch off.
alright.
Yes, Kacey is one of my gal pals. Nothing major at the time. She already cares for this other dude. I do care about her as a friend, though, smiley face.
Cough, cough, cough.
I am sort of man who keeps his friends close to his heart and cares about them, Chris says, obviously fucking lying.
The most true and honest man on the internet there.
We have a photo of Kacey here. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give her? Just curious.
A Miss Piggy out of 10.
Oh, I'd give her a fucking a 2 out of 10, and that's being generous.
I'd give her a negative Miss Piggy divided by 2 out of 10.
God. Okay, Kacey Yulia Cat Chandler, nee Devora, real name Sienna Duckworth. Sienna Duckworth, that's a cool name.
What
was a troll who became embroiled in the conflict between her lover, Liquid Chris, who she later married, and Kristen Weston Chandler, Solid Chris. Chris describes her as having a fun, caring, kind personality, like he does with every
He does that with everyone.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All women are like that.
And since Chris believes all women consist of nothing but these attributes, bar one, Chris never referred to her as intelligent or smart, despite her being a student for both biological and medical sciences. She was really smart. Same thing with Liquid. He was really fucking smart. Yep. Chris tried to lure Kacey to his house under the false pretense that he was actually Liquid Chris. That's like
so
setting her up
creepy.
to rape, isn't it? Doesn't that seem like it?
Well,
You think
I wouldn't
Chris
say
can rape someone?
Say rape.
Well,
But
what did he think was gonna go on when she arrived there and it wasn't Liquid? What did he think step 2 was gonna be? That's what I'm curious
What do you
about.
think he thought? He's an idiot.
Which consisted
Ooh,
of...
you're so much better than Liquid Chris is.
Exactly.
Did he just think that she would have sex with him right then and there?
Yes.
Oh, you know it. Just panties dropping left and
That's
right.
just so dumb. It seems...
Wait, how many panties does she have?
Lot to hold. What
are you
you
saying
got
Chris
going
is
on?
wearing them?
with this, yeah, Chris too. Which consisted of numerous extremely poor impersonations of Liquid Chris, which Kacey had pretended to be fooled by. I love that shit. I love that he pretended to be Liquid Chris. Liquid Chris pretended to be him, even though he's already pretending to be him to begin with. And then Chris pretended to be him, pretending to be Liquid. Fucking crazy.
It's a good troll. So good.
They had a long series of phone conversations before she cut ties with him due to the father's disapproval. And that was funny because that call, like, she made Liquid pretend to be her father, and Liquid was like a military man in these calls, and he's talking about, I had my friends die in war. It was pretty fucked up. I had to bury them. I had to pick up their casket.
And then he's like,
when my dog died, I had to pick up her dog house and move it.
Well, can't you tell that's just as difficult as, picking up your comrades died in battle.
Kacey
Oh my
has
God.
a somewhat polarizing reception amongst the Christorians. On one hand, many found her high maintenance and needy attitude rather annoying, but on the other hand, she genuinely cared about Chris and really wanted him to improve, like a lot of the earlier trolls did. His lifestyle and be a healthier person. While she and her dad had a very blunt attitude, Kacey frequently told Chris a lot of stuff and advice that he needed to hear. Alas, almost all of it never stuck with him. Not a shock there. A lot of
Name one thing that did.
I really couldn't tell you.
Oh,
A lot of the events that caused her to eventually drop Chris are entirely blamable on him. And
Again, a lot. Name one that wasn't.
I'd have to look over every single bit of that call again to tell you anything that stuck.
I know.
Him. That's a long ass call. Date of birth, June 30th, 1983. She's 35. Yep. She's American, female, white.
American female.
Matthew, fucking fake ass father. Okay, that's all you need to know about. Who wants to read background? You?
I'll read the background.
Okay.
So, during the Liquid Chris drama, Chris became resentful that Liquid could have a girlfriend while he couldn't, so he conspired to steal her away in a series of devious phone calls. Just imagine, just like an old Tom and Jerry skit kind of with this, in which he pretended to be Liquid.
Let me ask you, because Chris would take this opportunity. If she thought he was Liquid and she had sex with him, would you consider that rape? Because that's what I meant earlier by the whole rape thing. Like, he'd fool her into having sex with him.
Yeah, I'd consider it that way.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think he would have accepted that. I think he would have.
How the fuck would she manage to do that?
He thinks she's that dumb.
Do some glory hole situation?
He thinks she's that dumb.
It creeps me out, because it's just...
If he succeeded and she did have sex with him thinking that he was Liquid, that seems like rape to me.
I mean, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Then again, at that point, she'd be just as stupid as him.
Well, yeah, true.
So I'm not even sure if I could call that rape, because at that point, she only has... Well, she doesn't only, but she has herself to blame in that.
Yeah, but it still seems like rape to me anyway.
It's creepy, and I'm just happy nobody... Well, other than the hookers, been with him, so... Yeah. Anyways,
I'm not even happy about the hooker. Fuck that shit.
Oh, I know. I can't even say. Trying to seduce her by telling her that he would put his penis. Oh, this is a really seductive. I'm gonna put my penis between your breasts and come all over. Titty witty witty. He also planned to follow this act by licking his comeuppance off of her and recycling it with her. Oh. Oof.
You're not supposed to lick your own cum, Chris. That's the woman's job. Don't do that.
Sharing is caring there, Dylan.
That's
Except
gay.
when it comes to this. It's
That's
gay.
fucking gay.
Gay. Disturbing and vaguely homoerotic fantasies aside, Kacey pretended to be fooled by his impersonation for a time until she, quote-unquote, realized it was really quick. Yes.
The true CWC.
OG. The impersonation episode was a revealing insight into Chris's mind. Having accused Liquid of being an imposter, then he becomes an imposter himself. Dun dun dun, in a desperate attempt to seduce Liquid's girlfriend. As one would expect, Chris did an absolutely terrible impersonation of Liquid. I know, it's so funny. Even though he was impersonating someone impersonating himself. And indeed was such a dunce that not only did Kacey frequently have to correct his impersonation, while pretending to be fooled by it. That's what cracks me up even better. It's like, oh god, that's so stupid. But Chris continued to believe that she was fooled by him while she was correcting him. Oh yeah, that's not what you would say if you were Liquid. Oh, here, let me change it. Oh yeah, he's definitely Liquid Chris.
He's so gullible.
I know. As if Chris couldn't get any stupider. Kacey often, understandably, forgot to pretend to be fooled by his piss-poor impersonation, and Chris still didn't suspect a thing. It's true.
Him while he thought
so
he was being
badly. Oh my god. His bi-proxy narcissism also reared its head numerous times and ended up defending solid Chris's clothing, weight, and even his haircut. As revealed by Chris in the video, greetings to Kacey's folks. Kacey's parents are Mr. and Mrs. D. Kacey was the middle child of her parents, a military couple. Her father, aka Solid Chris in disguise, is retired military. Her mother works in government affairs. She has an older brother, Kale, also military, and a younger sister, Kara, who was a freshman in college.
KKK.
Yeah, the true. Kacey was rumored to be attending university in Washington, D.C., living nearby in an apartment with male roommates. Her family lived in the suburbs of Virginia. She majored in nursing biology. The more you know. You want to read this, True?
Yeah, sure. No one else wants me to, but I will anyway.
And then I'll
with...
I'll do Love Quest after you read Contact.
Okay.
Sounds good. Contact with Chris. On 3 August 2009... I'm just reading it that way for some stupid reason.
I hate how they structure this. I think it's like
right,
they just randomly switched it.
I know some countries.
Some
countries structure it like this.
Yeah,
but it's still weird.
I'll read how it's supposed to be. On the 3rd of August 2009, Chris sent Kacey from Quick. On the 4th of August 2009, Chris created Quick hand-drawn original to reveal his true fat self. Kacey claimed to have been very hurt by the fact that Chris tried to trick her to going into his house.
Ugh.
What he was planning to do if she did show up on his door is anyone's
That's
guess.
what I was saying. I'm like, what was he gonna do?
I know, it's so creepy.
Yeah. In all likelihood, he expected her to actually dump her longtime boyfriend for him once he proved he is the one, true, and honest creator of Sonichu and Rosachu. That or he'd put on a brown shirt and a paper medallion and hope she'd never notice the difference while he ate his own navy off of her. On a few occasions, both Kacey and Chris have mentioned a meeting which took place between them. Kacey seems to maintain that Chris was disrespectful and perverted during this meeting. Yeah, that's a big fucking surprise. Her account is believable to say the least.
The Love Quest. Once Liquid Chris returned, details of contact between Chris and Kacey began to emerge. In Chris's dressing Liquid video, he suggested that Kacey had become a close gal pal, and implies that he still pines for her. Chris would later officially proclaim his love for her in the creatively titled video, I Love You, Kacey, where he states that Kacey and himself have been in frequent contact with each other during the period in which the Liquid disappeared. Which
the power went out. No.
which they had, except that Chris was pretending to be Liquid, and Kacey was pretending to be fooled by it. In 102520009 for Kacey, Chris graduated to an official love quest in his desperate attempt to steal Kacey from her future husband.
Oh my gosh.
The delusion would grow further in For Chris number 2, where Chris implies that he genuinely thinks Kacey is leaving Liquid for him. Kacey would later state outright that she only ever considered herself and Chris as friends. However, Chris being himself, he began to think that she was really in love with him, despite literally no evidence. And she went so far to make a video of him gloating to Liquid that he had won her heart. Having decided to enter a relationship with Chris, Kacey uploaded an audio of herself singing the female part of A Whole New World, a romantic duet from a popular Disney movie Aladdin to YouTube. The description of the section is ambiguously sought for Chris to sing the male part in a duet with the audio. Naturally, this accumulated in the video showing a true rage of Chris,
Sinatra-esque
tones.
Yep.
This cemented their status as boyfriend and girl fanning romantic interest for amusement of thousands of people online.
The end of Kacey. Chris and Kacey's Harlequin romance continued for a while afterward until Chris got into an argument with Kacey's father. It's that phone call, man. After
That's
attempting to prove his
phone call.
I know it is.
Wasn't it like
it
4
is.
hours?
Yeah.
It's
fucking
to prove
ridiculous.
his worthiness as a man. In the process, Kacey saw how utterly messed up he was, mentally and physically, and returned to Liquid's waiting arms. Oh, poor Chris. Chris's chances were utterly dashed after he got a hold of his comic to her and learned that he was willing to go and shoot Liquid Chris. Horrified, Kacey scorned Chris for his actions in a final phone call to him, never to speak to him again.
Wait.
Chris would later...
Shoot him? What the fuck is that all about?
Chris drew in the comic where he confronts Liquid Chris and he shoots him in the knee.
Yep.
He shoots him in the knee with a gun.
I know. For the reading stuff, we haven't made it that far yet, but that's...
I don't think that makes it into the official comic. I think that makes it into one of the specials.
It might have been.
Oh yeah, that's special, all right.
But I think the specials are included in the web archive, so we'll be reading that too.
At some point, yep. Oh boy. Chris would later upload a video where his solemnity was clear. This abyssal depression lasted for about a day, of course. Just a day, you know?
That's how long it takes them to get over anything.
I know.
But everyone's always so upset. They're like, you're bullying Chris. He's going to be so hurt. What if Chris sees this? He'll get over it in like a day.
He'll go and play with his Legos and all that wonderful stuff in a day. Yep. With the release of the actual final phone call between Kacey and Chris, Kacey reveals just how well she knows Chris, predicting that he'll have forgotten about her before long, which is true. While Chris did release the melodramatic monologue, Quick is Sad, in a video he made the next day. Chris is smiling from ear to ear. Yep, the very next day. Kacey was righter than she could have ever known.
He moves on to e-girls like fucking nothing.
I know. I know.
Liquid Chris and Kacey were married on the 11th of November, 2009, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, that's oddly specific. It was a very small wedding ceremony with their families and a few select friends. Chris tried his best to ruin the honeymoon via receiving copyright papers, which, as you probably guessed, failed miserably. Wait, what's that about? Receiving copyright papers?
Let me see what that says. Let me see what he was trying to do here. I want to know what he was trying. Red letter CWC certified day is a video uploaded in which Chris proudly displays a certificate of registration.
Oh no!
Which he received. So he was trying to sue him for the name Sonichu. Is that what he was trying to do? He had that to prove that he was the real Chris Chan.
Real Chris Chan.
It says right here. The certificate.
Wait, he thought that he was still using
the real Chris Chan.
Wait, so he thought that they were still using his name when they got married.
Yeah. He after he wanted he got this to prove that he was the real Chris Chan.
That is so freaking ridiculous. God damn it, Chris.
I shouldn't be speechless, but like
I know.
I keep overestimating him for some reason.
Well, he legally owns Sonichu. Like, he can't do anything with the image of Sonichu because it's just two copyrighted things mixed into one. But he owns the name Sonichu.
Name Sonichu. Yep.
At least in the US.
I know, but it's just like, I don't know. It's so weird with Chris because he got this on like September 18th. So do you think he filed this on September 11th? And it took them 7 days to get it filed, and he got it on the 18th.
No.
So on the anniversary of 9/11, he's
9/11.
I'm gonna get Sonichu. Yeah.
Little is known of Kacey at this point, despite Liquid resurfacing to help heighten the success of Asperchu.
All hail Asperchu. God damn it.
And it never got concluded. So that was Kacey. Kacey is one of the... she's not really too liked in the Love Quest stuff, but I like the Kacey stuff personally. I like the phone call between Chris and her father, and I really like Liquid Chris Saga in general.
Yeah.
If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more stuff like this, then subscribe. I've got playlists full of Chris Chan stuff if that's what you're into. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Kill me.
Okay, Kacey, I just... you know, because you hung up when I was trying to say it. I'm sorry for hurting you and mistreating you. It's with some lies mixed with honest truth. But you know, that's fine. If you feel like your Chris will make you happy, that's fine. Congratulations on your wedding. I wish you and Chris all happiness in the world. I'll say prayer for you for the wedding, safe honeymoon.
At least I care about you, Kacey. You mean a lot to me. For more than just a friend. You're very right to be happy. Guess so. See you around.